At this time, I'll call the October 12th, 2023 meeting to order for the Dickinson County Commission. Would you please stand and join in the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We do not have anything to add to our agenda or delete, so I would move that we approve the agenda as printed.
I'll second it.
We have the motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. The consent agenda includes the minutes of the October 5th meeting. Also payroll of $361,767.19.
I move to approve the consent agenda. Second.
We have the motion and second for approval of the consent agenda. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Commission comments, Craig.
I've work session at the land sale at the Eldon Mill Brewer Trust sold. Farm ground is selling, in my opinion, in premium. Less than about 480 acres, brought about $2.2 million. So farming is good.
That also included
And
residence.
yeah, there was a house, it was Warcraft, it's probably 1,100 square foot, full basement. There was a shed on the 26 acres, 95 by 45. That was 26 acres, we're up to $450,000. And it was active bidding. They went real fast and stuff.
With those kind of prices, there had to be some bidders there.
Mhm.
Okay. Ron.
I did come in Monday to do the in-house training with the staff here, and pretty valuable training in a lot of different areas. Also did come in yesterday to do a little bit of insurance training and familiarization of what was going on with insurance with the employees, and that was very valuable. I'm sure appreciated that. The juvenile detention center, things are going well. A few adjustments we're going to have to make, I believe, coming up here, but other than that, things are going well with them. So that's all I have.
Okay. Also on Monday, just adding on there, the courthouse was closed, but all of the department heads, elected officials, employees were at work. It was an in-service day and it was a training day. And so we met at Sturrow Hall and gained lots of valuable information. Earlier this morning, we had our department head meeting and received the updates from various departments in the county. And I'm continually amazed at the great work that they do. No longer surprised because it's just kind of routine. They do that every week and every day and every month. So we have some employees that are really doing a great job here for Dickinson County. We also received an update from John Holtgren, and by now it's been in the newspaper and various sources, but regrettably the hospital there at Harrington has closed, and they've been kind of in a tough spot for quite a while, and we know that could be an inconvenience for some people and a concern. So we're working through that and very much aware of it. That's all I have. So we'll go ahead and move on to proclamations. We do have a proclamation here to consider today. And so we're glad to have you ladies here from Salina, although you're probably spent a little time in Dickinson County also.
Yes, sir. I'm Mary Cookson. I'm the victim advocate with DMAC. Thank you for having us here today. Whereas domestic violence is a widespread, preventable public health problem impacting all demographics of Kansas, including Dickinson County, whereas relationships are often counted as life's greatest treasures, and tragically, many are tarnished by one's feelings of entitlement to empower control over another person, resulting in violence and fear. And whereas domestic violence abusers violate an individual's privacy, dignity, security, and humanity with their intentional, systematic use of financial, psychological, sexual, physical, coercive abuse. And whereas the U.S. Department of Justice reports domestic violence homicides comprise 14% of all homicides in the U.S., and that women are more than likely, twice as likely as men, to be killed by an intimate partner. Kansas Bureau of Investigations reports 32 domestic homicides for 18.5% of all homicides in Kansas in 2021. Whereas in Kansas in 2021, a domestic violence abuser murdered another person every 11 days, 9 hours, 49 minutes, and 4 seconds. A domestic violence abuser committed a violent act reported to law enforcement every 23 minutes and 16 seconds. A law enforcement officer made an arrest due to domestic violence every 47 minutes and 22 seconds. Whereas DVAC served 959 victims within our 10 counties, and yet this number does not accurately reflect the total number of domestic violence victims, as many were continuing to struggle against isolation and other impacts as a result of COVID-19. And whereas we, the governing body of Dixon County, do recognize the violence is inconsistent with our county's values and cannot be ignored, excused, or tolerated. And whereas in declaring this month of October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we are encouraging citizens to know the facts about domestic violence, to familiarize themselves with resources, to recognize subtle signs of control tactics, to act as safe support systems, to speak up against perpetrators of violence and any messages that inadvertently condone domestic violence, to get involved, to teach others, and to prepare future generations for healthy relationships, and to donate time and resources to their local domestic violence agency.
Okay, thank you for reading that.
I'll make a motion to declare the October domestic violence month. Yeah.
Okay.
Second.
We have the motion and the second that we will declare October as Domestic Violence Month in recognition of your proclamation. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I see you have someone with you if you'd want to introduce them. And perhaps it'd be helpful just to give us a few remarks as far as how you work with Dickinson County and kind of the partnership and the regional concept, but also I guess it's a problem and everywhere.
Yes, it is. We cover a 10-county area. Dickinson County is one of the counties that we do cover. We work with law enforcement here, or we've also received calls periodically from individuals that have reached out, like to neighbor. If they are in a situation and they reach out to them as a resource, we potentially could receive a call from them just saying we have somebody that's in need of services or in need of help, and this is the situation. So then we will speak with the individual directly to find out if they need to get established as a client and how we can help them. And this is Jamie Shaw. She is our parent-child advocate as well as our economic advocate that works with our clients to help them formulate budgeting skills. She's also able to help them formulate resumes, to help them when it comes to interview skills. And she's also amazing with the children. We do have support groups. We have a sexual assault support group as well as domestic violence support group. The domestic violence support group is on Tuesday nights from 5:30 to 7. I facilitate that group, which is clearly peer-led. And then we have a sexual assault support group on Thursdays from 5:30 to 7. Jamie is our parent-child advocate that's there to provide childcare so that those that are wanting to learn, grow, and be empowered and be healed from the trauma and the violence that they've experienced, they're able to sit and do that without having to worry about their children and whether or not they're attending to their needs. And that's where Jamie comes in, and she does an amazing job with them. A little bit about what you do.
The other side of my position is I work with parents and children, both individually and together, educating parents as to how the trauma from the abuse that they either directly experienced or indirectly seen it within the home, how that impacts their development, their behavior, and how we can go about trying to heal some of those wounds that they have. I also help teach them different strategies and ways to raise their child in a nonviolent home and different ways that they can help their child grow as an individual and stop the cycle of abuse. Children live what they learn, and they learn what they live. And so it's imperative that we work with the children individually so they can recognize their feelings, validate those feelings and emotions, and help them process what they have been through. And then working together with the parent and the child together, helping rebuild those bonds. A lot of times a child will be upset with the parent who took them out of the
home where the violence was happening. They feel resentment. You made me leave my family. You made me leave my friends, my toys. So we need to rebuild that bond. And oftentimes it's child-led, parent-led, working together and building that bond.
How many people work for DVAC? If you cover 10 counties, I mean, it seems, and with follow-up, that'd be a challenge.
We also have an outreach office in Concordia. So we have 2 advocates that are stationed at that office. So that those that are in the further northern counties, it's a little more difficult to reach our office located in Salina. They're just a branch of our establishment so that if there are anybody in those upper counties that are needing help, they're able to go and reach them. And then we have approximately, give or take, I think, between 20 and 30 employees total that work for the agency.
And then we also do utilize volunteers.
Okay, lots of volunteers. And your funding mechanism,
We are nonprofit, just clearly donations and grants and that come in for funding to help our organization and to help us to keep running. So one of the other things that we're doing during Domestic Violence Awareness Month, our shelter, which is at an undisclosed location, is also pet friendly. We serve men, women, and children. And so we have 3 rooms that are designated at our safe shelter that are pet friendly. So if there are individuals that are fleeing imminent danger, that happen to have a cat or a dog that they're not wanting to leave, they're able to bring their pet with them. 50% of the individuals that are in abusive situations will not leave those situations because they don't have anywhere to take their pet. And less than 10% of the shelters across the United States are pet friendly. Ours happens to be one of those. So we are having a pet costume contest. So we have 3 categories in which somebody can enter their pets. There's Purple Pride, Best Costume, and Crowd Favorite. On our social media pages, which we have Facebook, we have Twitter, and we have Instagram. There's a flyer on there. If you go down to the bottom and you scan the QR code, you can enter your pet if you want to dress it up. And then what we do is we post those pictures at our safe shelter and we allow our clients and their children to vote on one of those categories. We'll pull that winner and decide it on the 30th. The competition entries can be submitted from the 1st until the 26th. On the 26th, that's when we'll pull those and post them. On the 30th, we'll decide the first winner. And then the remaining applicants, we will post those in our building for the administrators and the advocates to vote on the remaining 2 categories. And then on the 31st, we will announce those winners and then they will receive a trophy and a prize.
oh,
So send us your pet.
If you're wanting to enter your pet and so support, then just go to our page and you can enter your category of your choice. Friends, family, or anybody that you know are more than welcome to. So, and this year we're doing cats and dogs. Last year we just did dogs. Since we're able to take cats and dogs into our safe shelter, we opened it up a little bit. So if your pet's willing to be part of it, submit your photos.
Do you have something you need the commission to sign?
This one. So
and we could get a picture of the group of us. So I'll sign it on behalf of the commission.
If you want.
That's what I look for, because I'm glad to have you in there.
So usually I'm just behind the camera.
How do you want to do this?
do you want to just come up here and get on this side?
Or you can come back here.
Okay, that'll work. Fine.
I'll just sit down, why don't I? And then you can both get on each side.
Excuse me.
I'll get Craig and Ron in there.
Absolutely. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I took a couple.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate the work you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you send that to me and we'll put it on our Facebook
Yeah.
page? Let me get you an email address.
You have a pet, Janelle?
No, I don't have a pet. Those husbands count.
I'm not gonna say they don't.
Over there, yeah. We want pictures of that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
That happens.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you. We are also at, now that we have this one proclamation. This is opportunity for public comment. If there's anyone that would want to make a comment or had a question on anything that was not on the agenda. And I don't believe we had any public comments today, so we'll go ahead and move on to our report of county officers. Janelle?
Just a reminder, next week starts the countywide cleanup, October 16th to the 20th. Take your waste to environmental services.
And I didn't, not to interrupt you there, but at the auction, maybe it was Monday, yeah, at their household auction, they said, well, we can bring tires. And I said, oh, no. But I saw that you can bring tires on.
Yes, that's one thing that Derek has been focused on because there seems to be a lot of tires around left in the ditches and stuff out in the county. So that's one thing he decided that would be good for us to do and get that cleaned up. So.
And that's going to cost us a little bit more,
Well-
but I mean, it's a service for people in the county.
Right. Got to keep it clean and we don't need them lying around creating issues. So.
Well, the biggest thing is most of them, when you take it someplace, even if you take it home, you've already paid. For the
Exactly.
transfer.
Yes, yes. As Martin reported in the study session, 1145 First Road, they're set for the first pier on the west side this morning, and they are on schedule, which is always good news. They're continuing to mow in the county, the second mow out, and obviously the wider mowing further into the ditches. And as you had mentioned earlier, Lynn, with the Harrington Hospital close, I just want to remind everyone that EMS will continue to provide the services that we always have. They're there to assist our citizens where they can. So, and that would be all I have.
Heating and air conditioning, I missed that.
Oh, I'm sorry. It has been completed at Squirrel Hall. Yes, yes. And that was the total, the $12,723, which is what was bid.
Okay, Doug?
I have nothing at this time. Thank you.
Okay. Under notices and communications, we received our magazine from Ingram's Business Magazine in the Kansas City area. Also, we have our county news, and this is a publication that is sent to all counties and for our review. Were there any other items?
I might mention, I thought maybe you bring it up for Janelle about your testimony you gave on Monday. I thought she did I thought she did a very good job.
Okay, yes. But you want to make mention of what that was and
There is a joint tax committee between the House and the Senate. They are discussing concurrent resolution 1611, but part of the discussion is also streamlining the sales tax question for local municipalities who are exceeding their cap. And if you recall, municipalities have a cap of 1% and then an additional up to 5% for road and bridge projects or health. There's another one I cannot think off the top of my head for, but we are at our cap. So, and since we have a sales tax question on the ballot on November 7th for our public safety projects, Jay Hall had suggested that we speak with the committee and let them know the process that we've had. So I gave them background of the history and then also explained to them, we started this process in January. The governor did not sign the bill until May. If the commission had chosen, we could have held a special election much earlier and started the process rolling with receiving tax dollars to come in. So
My take was, and I can't speak for the ones who were there, but the feeling was, since commissions and city commissions are elected officials, why go through the process of having to go to the legislature to get it approved?
exactly. It has nothing to do with them. It's the locals' responsibility. It's our vote that we're putting out to our citizens and asking them to vote on. So again, why would we have to go to the legislature to do our job?
well, and I think one of the members on that taxation committee mentioned that there was a legislator. They said, why is it the counties or cities are asking us permission to give them permission? Go ahead and put it on the ballot so the voters can give permission. And so it, basically, I think many of them recognize this is an opportunity to streamline things and not necessarily have one rule that applies to Johnson County and then special permission for Ford County out at Dodge City and then a county of our size. And
Exactly.
so
We'll see how that.
you did a great job on that. And
I said, good.
well, just kind of building her up.
Thanks.
I did wrong.
No, God,
Appreciate that, so.
Three different goods.
good, great.
I'm working it down.
All G.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all we have as far as there's no additional resolutions for unfinished business or other business. Is there anything else to bring before the commission?
I'll move adjourned.
I'll second it.
We have the motion and second to adjourn. Any discussion or question? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We're adjourned.